gentlemen, turn your speakers up. It's time for the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. A podcast discussing all things AEW and WWE. Oh yeah! Let's meet the hosts. First, a man hailing from the hub city in Indiana. He goes by @2SweetKyle on Twitter. The host, Kyle Gagliardi. And your co-host, hailing from the valley of Lake Tahoe. He goes by @JimTuck89 on Twitter. Jim Tucker. And last but not least, hailing from the cornfield somewhere in Indiana, the full-time part-timer, Ian Garavaglia. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram @PodOnTheMark.
Listen, everybody. So as you can see, it's just me. I'm not the full-time part-timer or Tucky. It is producer Bert. And unfortunately, I have some bad news in regards to the podcast, which is why I have the lights blue.
And that announcement is we're not fucking leaving!
We're not fucking leaving! It was a joke!
What's going on, everyone? You're listening to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast, hosted by the Marks, for the Marks, and I'm your host, Mr. OTM, Kyle Gagliardi. And joining me, as you can see, is not the full-time part-timer. It is not my good friend, Jim Tucker. Nope. It is one of my best friends, the producer himself, Bert in the house. Yep. What's going on here? Is OTM dying? People are asking.
Yeah, I mean, according to my sources, it's not good. It's not looking good. But you know, we're going to see how things go, and if anything, I'll just take over, you know, so.
At least we got you here. I did notice, too, right when it was just you on the screen, we lost a couple viewers. I think people actually, for a second, they were buying into it.
They panicked. Yeah,
Come back. Panicked. We are here, and so is Dirk. Look at that. He said, I don't want anyone to think I won by default last week. I did respond probably 8 or 9 times, but I know they did not come through on your end. Good evening, boys. And I tell you what, Dirk, that is a fantastic name.
Well, anybody named Dirk sounds like a stand-up individual.
What a name, right? Dirk Van Fleet.
Wait, what? Why did I give him the sound drop if he's going to call us jerks now? What's up with that?
Well, I think. Listen, I think my acting skills are a little bit better than most, so I think there was a concern amongst the viewers when I came on, very somber, you know. So
yeah, it's actually not a jersey, Eric, but thank you. It is just a little crew neck, I think. No, not a crew neck. It's a hooded T-shirt, I think, kind of like a coach's thing. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Our baseball teams aren't that good, Brett. If we want to get into a little baseball talk, you're a White Sox fan. I'm a Cardinals fan. It's not great.
Well, I would say if we're looking at both teams, the White Sox future looks a little bit brighter than the Cardinals do, at least in the short term here. But either way, they both suck currently. So
I was going to say, we're really just nitpicking at that point if we're trying to compare these two teams.
Not good.
It's a lot better for Ian's team. He's a Cubs fan, but Ian couldn't make it here today. I think he's at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, right?
Yeah, I don't know what he does for an actual job, but he sent the picture, and it looked like AI slop, chat. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It did look like AI slop. I think it was just an excuse because the last time I talked to him, he said he's so sick of interacting with the chat that he doesn't want to be here. And look at this. This is AI slop.
Hey guys, this is Ian, the full-time part-timer. I hate WWE, and that's why I didn't want to come on the show.
I'm a tribalist. I love AEW, blah, blah, blah.
Ian's going to look back at this. He's like, God, I hate you guys so. We love you, Ian, and we love you, Tuck. We miss you both, but the show must go on, right, Brett?
You're damn right. And listen, Eric, no. OTM's not going anywhere.
We're not fucking leaving.
We're not going anywhere. No.
Brett's going to help us keep the lights on for a little bit longer. But I tell you what, if Brett has one more kid, I might be in trouble.
Boom. Listen, I'm telling you right now, 2 is enough. 2 is enough. 3 is not happening unless Jesus himself comes down and touches
Who knows?
his wife. But he
Who
could
knows?
be coming back.
I was going to say, the way things are going in this world, that's why we watch wrestling, because it's an escape from all the bullshit going on.
Escape.
So while you're here, guys, don't forget to subscribe. We are on the road to 600 subscribers. I think we sit right now at 526. And yes, we know Ian still owes us the 24-hour stream. He's aware of that. We're going to have to schedule that. But it's not just Ian that owes us something, Brett, because you might not even know this. The podcast dad from the Wrestling Junkies, who's a part of the Main Event Wrestling Network, he got last place in our fantasy football league, so he owes us 2 hours of watching bad wrestling. So I just want to know, first off, where's the network at in the chat? 1.
Yeah.
And 2, when are they going to pay? They got to pay up soon.
Yeah, I don't know how you really force them to do that. Ian, I could force at gunpoint. I know exactly where he lives. I have his address.
Deadpool's gun.
I could dress. Yeah, I could make a call. I'll have to get Disney's approval first. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of a you got to stick to your word kind of thing. So
I guess people don't do that nowadays, huh?
yeah, well, they don't.
They don't. They don't in professional wrestling either. People go back on their words all the time. But hey, if you want to make sure that OTM doesn't go away, a way of doing so is supporting us and going to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.com. Because it's not just OTM merch, but we got main event merch over there as well. No discount code, but maybe we should run one here soon. Probably for
as we're getting
WrestleMania.
close to WrestleMania, I think that would be a good idea.
That's not a bad comment from Eric.
It's not. I was kind of chuckling at it as you were chatting. I was like, that's a good one. I like that.
You know what? Now that it's just me and you are technically the co-host. Feel free to pull up a comment if you see it catch your attention. Because
I'm used to it. Yeah.
This is your show now. We're firing Ian and Tuck, and this is the new OTM.
Yep.
And all 7 viewers that are watching right now will enjoy it. We kid. But Brett, you did watch Elimination Chamber this weekend, right?
I sure did. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Look, I've said the Main Event Wrestling Network, and Great Brown Hope shows up. So we got him. That's
here.
good. Oh, look at that. He's at work, and he's got us on speakers.
On the speakers. Oh, man. I tell you what, if my kid wasn't asleep, I would have absolutely just redlined my microphone.
That's a good thing you didn't. And RIP to speaker knockers. I don't know why that just popped in my head when I saw speakers there in the comments section. But it's good that you watched Chamber. Were you live? I don't even think me and you were even talking when the show was going on. Were you live for the show?
Was I live for the show?
Like watching the Elimination Chamber?
Oh,
were you
yeah.
Okay.
I was watching it. I had my children, or I had my daughter, was holding my daughter watching it. And then she went to bed, and I just watched it in the dark. So, yeah, no, I watched the whole thing. I watched it live. Did you watch it? Were you watching it back, or did you watch it?
No, I was watching live. I had people over, and I'm usually live texting. That's why I was curious why the chat was so dry during the show. But to be fair, there really wasn't anything like crazy that happened to where you're like, you needed to text your friend. But let's go over a little bit. Let's start at the top, because Elimination Chamber started with the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Once we saw, I think, Nia Jax and Lash Legend win those tag titles on Friday, I think deep down, me and you both had a feeling that it probably was going to be Rhea Ripley. But going into it, originally, I had high expectations on Alexa Bliss, and she was the first person eliminated, Brett. But overall, I think it was the better chamber match if you're comparing it between the men's and the women's. But no, nothing crazy, but I like Rhea winning. I think that is the right call going with her in this situation. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think there was a lot of wait and see, especially with Jade holding the title. So I think they were really kind of last minute with this pick, and it's a safe pick, right? It's Rhea. She is a enormous draw, and then you put her against Jade Cargill, who are essentially the two behemoths of the women's division.
That's a marquee match.
Athletic specimens. You can't go wrong with it. So I'm not mad about it. I enjoyed this match. Again, I like you said, I'll kind of echo that it was better than the men's chamber match, which is, again,
Not saying much.
Well, I feel like we're a broken record almost with a lot of these pay-per-views where the women's matches are outperforming
The
a
Rumble.
lot of the men's matches. But yeah, the Alexa Bliss going out early kind of surprised me. But the more I thought about it, the more it made a little bit more sense. Because I do think they're just going to keep running with her and Charlotte Flair as a tag team, and they're probably going to be the ones that are going to face Lash Legend and Nia Jax at some point
for those tag titles. Yeah,
it was my initial thought, but again, the Rhea draw, them kind of ending with the Io Sky, and again, they're both incredible wrestlers, so it was like having them as a tag team was fun while it lasted. But the women's division doesn't need it in terms of tag teams.
Yeah, true. And you know what the great thing about that is? Not everybody has to split by turning on one another. Yep. They just had a mutual split because Rhea's now pivoting towards a new thing. Yep. Io's going to do her thing. Salute, partner. I'm out of here. See, WWE, you could do it without somebody turning on the other person. It's possible, but...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They had Io with the Asuka, like that they've had that building for a while now. So again, I think, like I said, I think this was a last second audible. I think they realized that Bianca Belair is not going to be at WrestleMania.
That was the original plan.
Because that was 100% their plan.
Of course.
And then they realized that's not happening. She's way too far behind in terms of where she needs to be. And all right, we got to pivot. Who do we want to pivot to? Who do we want to put the weight of the world back on their shoulders? It's easy decision, at least
easy
when
pivot.
you look at the roster. Yeah.
And I get where Eric's coming from, and I think a lot of people were hoping for Raquel to maybe get the win here. And she's probably the one that looks like the biggest star coming out of it, at least after that double pin spot.
Yeah.
That's the strongest performance, at least in that chamber. So she has that, and now you have Liv in her ear telling her to go for the IC title. That just feels like once Liv does defeat Stephanie Vaquer at WrestleMania, because I do think that's going to happen, that they will run the Raquel and Liv thing in the summertime. So I think Raquel will get her time at some point this year.
Yeah, that's coming at some point. Obviously, it's not happening right away. The Judgment Day is going to break up here.
It's happening right now.
Very shortly. So that will obviously bleed into that. But I am excited to see how that plays out as well. But Kine didn't want Rhea to win, huh?
Yeah, he didn't want Rhea to win, but I do like his idea what to do with Io. We don't really have a direction for Julia. Do Julia and Io and just have them have a real 5-star banger. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever.
Yeah, if they didn't already have a storyline in place for Io,
you'd same with the Kabuki Warriors more than likely.
With the Kabuki Warriors, I think again that's
triple threat with them would be fun.
It would. That's kind of, that's kind of where I thought it was going.
Kyrie is fed up with Asuka.
Correct, and I think she kind of she's always been in the middle, right? She's always
Kyrie!
been in the middle between the two. So like, leave that to be a triple threat match. Have one of her choose a side ultimately, right, in that match. But
there was a report today too. I don't know if you saw that. There's rumored to be 5 or 6 women's matches on the WrestleMania card. Yeah, like they're planning on going heavy.
14 total matches across both nights.
Almost, maybe 16. They're considering 16.
Lord have mercy.
Get ready for a marathon.
They're really trying to get people to buy tickets.
Come on, you're gonna have to slash those prices in half.
Yeah.
Or something. I still got to get my real ID. I think I'm finally gonna go do that tomorrow so I can fly.
Wow.
But I mean, people are still flying without real ID, so I don't even know what the whole shtick is. I don't get it. RVD announced today he's got some February appearances in the UK for meet and greets. Would be good. He announced that before he got the 5th of March. Why? Because Kine can't go now? Is that what he's...
Today's the 5th of March.
Oh.
So.
Yeah. Well, not anymore where Kine's at. It's probably the 6th of March, right?
It's close, if it isn't already.
Oh, yeah. It's got to be cutting it close. You're right.
Finn, Dom, and Liv go face?
No. I think Finn's the only one that's turning face.
Yeah. Win... Finn is already in the process.
Yeah, Finn's a face now after that Punk loss.
Yeah, he's already transitioned, and then with the sign of respect, shaking hands, and him not having anybody from the Judgment Day come in during that match, that was his face turn. So now it's just a matter of what direction they're going to take with JD.
Well, it's him and Dom.
The rest. Yeah.
I think it could be, and Eric said it, I think, in one of my morning coffee episodes, you could do it for the Mega Championship. Now that he doesn't have the IC title, you could do Finn and Dom for the AAA Mega Championship.
True.
something to fight for, you know?
It is.
Eric asked a good question. If you do Io and Julia, what do you do with Tiffany? I love what Kyne's saying. Give her a real gimmick, because that is really why she is over right now. And she is very talented. We're not taking anything away from Tiffany Stratton as a wrestler, because she's very good. But that's the reason, Brett, why people cheer for her, and that's why she's a babyface instead of being her natural self, which is a heel.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tale as old as time in terms of women in the WWE, right? Let's just put out a hot girl and get the mid 20s to 30s or the early 40s men riled up and have them whistle at her and have a good time. It just doesn't make sense, because it's like that's not the era we're in, and that's not the era that they're promoting very clearly with how well and how great these women wrestlers are in wrestling today. But it's like, for some reason, they just don't know what to do with Tiffany. They just don't. They're just like, out there and say it's Tiffy time. I don't know.
I was gonna say
no other catchphrase for you, Tiff.
They do and they don't, because that is the Tiffy time. That is it. What time is it? Crown Point, and then Liv Morgan. I can go on about Liv Morgan. All she's got is the laugh.
I mean, at least she has a little bit. At least Liv has personality.
She has talent.
They're both talented.
Yes, they're both talented. Sorry, Tiffany's very talented.
I know what you mean.
Very
I
talented.
know what you mean.
Yes.
But again, to me, Liv actually has a personality, and it could just be her character. But she exudes
she's got
personality
charisma.
and confidence and a different level of it that
Tiffany feels forced sometimes.
Right. It's like Tiffany's got the talent. Tiffany's got the ability in the ring, but it's like she just doesn't have the charisma. That's what it is.
Yeah. When she's heel, that's when she could show her charisma.
Well, let's lean.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Let's get to it, because there's nothing interesting you could do anymore with her as a babyface.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No.
Turn her heel. Tiffany Stratton would be great. And breaking news, an RVD bong has dropped today. He said Burt Poole would love an RVD bong. Probably 10 years ago.
Yeah. Probably a decade ago, for sure.
Yeah. Kyne said he's grinded 2K26, no sleep, run to the gym, pure caffeine, reset the body clock over the weekend. You guys are psychopaths. Crazy.
Yeah, ridiculous.
I don't have anything on Roxanne. I don't think Brett does either. I haven't heard anything on her end.
Yeah.
I'd
think
love
it's serious, but
I'd love an RVD bong for display purposes, for legal reasons. Yes, well said. She's taken off TV, came back with the shitty dry gimmick. It's annoying, because towards the end of the title reign, we'd say when Tiffany loses the belt, she needs to come off TV and get a new gimmick. But instead, they did the same shtick. And he's right there. And you know who I immediately thought of, too, than AEW? Is John Moxley. Every time I think John Moxley's going to take a vacation, he's just there. But John doesn't get stale. I feel like Tiffany has reached the point where it's stale. It's like,
again, John has charisma.
It's John fucking Moxley. Yeah. Liv Morgan probably got stank breath to match the bong water smelling.
Yeah, that's not a good smell.
No, it's not.
She chews gum. She doesn't look like she's got the stank breath.
Yeah,
I feel like she's always chomping on gum every time I tune into Raw and she's on the
you're
TV.
right. She's always spitting that thing too.
And maybe it does smell bad, and that's why she's chomping on the gum. I don't know.
Could be the difference. We'll never know. We'll have to ask Dom. He's the only one that really would know. That's true, right? What is bong water? Don't Google it, Eric.
You don't want to know. It's not.
Don't Google it. Nothing worse. All right, we got to stop talking about bee water, because YouTube's really going to kill our views. Not like they haven't killed them already this week on the Main Event Wrestling Network, but I'm starting to learn how YouTube works. I'm doing some post-editing stuff and everything. It's my job now, Brad. This is what I do.
I mean, that's sometimes you just got to grind it out and figure out the algorithm. But even the algorithm sometimes doesn't favor even its top performers. So,
can I go on a rant?
Yeah, go right ahead.
I don't know why I'm asking if I can go on a rant on my own podcast, but
technically I'm the new full-timer if you haven't seen my name change. So
I said this earlier today. I was last night after NXT 2 nights ago after NXT we did NXT Night Shift, obviously. We ended our show probably an hour. There was another show, a bigger network. I'm not going to name names, but they had 2,000 viewers and they were still live after NXT Night Shift ended. I stopped in for like a couple minutes to watch their stream. It was the most boring, vanilla, dry conversation that didn't interact with the audience. And then I sit here and I reflect. And this is going to people that are probably going to watch this on the replay or on, we have some audio listeners as well. So listen up to this. Seriously, I want to know, why do you guys support the big companies that don't really care about you when we have great, unique content here that is different than whatever I'm seeing whenever I browse the internet? Tell me I'm wrong.
So here's what I'll say. Because like I don't listen. I really don't listen to podcasts anymore. But here's what I'll say. Because those people built up a base somehow, right? So they clearly had people that had listened to them, much like we got our kind. We've got Eric. We've got Dirk. We've got the Great Brown Hope. Like, we've got the people who have been listening from the very beginning, right? And are going to continue to listen throughout time, right? And that's how those people build their groups. Now, I will say this. Be careful about who we're watching and in view watching, because a lot of people buy their views. A lot of people are buying view bots to inflate the numbers. But when you've got the inflated numbers, right? When you see that number, other people are seeing that number and going, "Oh, well, maybe I need to tune into that because they must be saying something that's worth a damn." Half the time, it's not. So you just got to be selective. And again, I will preach this, and I preach this to everybody. With no matter what the situation, you can't compare yourself to other people because you 100%. Don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You just don't. And in those instances, sometimes you tune into channels and you're like, there's just no way. And
just no natural charisma. I'm sorry.
A lot of times it's bot farming. That's all it is.
I can't remain quiet anymore because I've been doing this for too long. I've been working too hard, and I'm very confident in my abilities. This isn't smack talk. This is me saying, put me up against any other show, and I will put on a better show. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe I just need to get naked on stream one day.
Okay, don't do that because my mom's here, okay?
Oh, no!
Right when you said that. Donna showed up right when you said you were going to get naked on stream.
I said, what if? I didn't say I'm gonna get naked. But if it gets us views, Donna.
I'll tell you what.
If it gets us views, Donna, tell your friends.
Eric's in the Kyle Army. We love that. We got Eric going to bat for us.
Yeah, listen.
We got Kyle going to bat for us.
We've got a good group. We got a good group of people that tune in, that listen, engage with us, and again, we really appreciate everything that you guys add into the podcast because, again, without you guys, it's just two jackasses talking about wrestling, right?
Which we would still do.
Exactly. Which we've been doing for over a decade.
Seriously, guys, and I am not going to name the channel on here because, once again, I might get canceled if you find this channel, but there is very old content, specifically 16 years ago. Me and Brett would sit here after Monday Night Raw, not here on StreamYard, but in my bedroom. My mom can attest. She's in the chat right now. We would set up the camera right in front of us, hit the record button. We didn't plan anything. We just talk wrestling, right?
Just talk smack pretty much the entire time, yeah.
And here we are now as adults. You have 2 kids. It's wild.
I do have 2 kids. Yeah, I'm a dad. I'm dad school now.
It is. I mean, yeah, kind of. You're right.
Still 2 jackets. That's true.
You're right. But hey, other things going on with the Elimination Chamber. Let's talk about our girl. And I don't care if anybody's hating on our girl because AJ Lee is our girl around these parts. Let's light it up. There it is. New Intercontinental Champion. I was surprised. First off, that's what my first thought was in this match. I was surprised.
Because you came into when I was playing, and you came into the Twitch stream, and we kind of went over the card, and we're kind of throwing in names. I did think Becky was going to take this round. Curious to see how this is going to continue. Overall, I think it was better than I expected. I didn't think AJ was going to be. And I feel bad for saying this. I just didn't think she was going to be in-ring ready just because
it's been a decade.
A very long... Well, it was... And this is proving my point. She wrestled at WrestlePalooza, too. So it's like you forget that she was in the... But it's like it's been such a long time since she was in the ring, one-on-one, with a premier women's wrestler who has carried
Becky's
the
one of the
women's
best.
division for the last decade. Since AJ's been gone, and she held her own. She looked good. She was nimble. She was able to. I think there was one move that kind of slipped out, but again, when you're not used to working with somebody, those things kind of happen. But they have that natural chemistry, her and Becky, And it's very similar to Punk and Rollins, where it was like, you've got that like almost internal hatred for each other, right? Where it feels real, and some of it might be with those two, but you can't deny the chemistry that they have in the ring, and you could see that with AJ and Becky as that match continued to go on, and as it got longer and longer, you were like, wow, AJ is. There's a reason why she is as revered as she is by the fans, and it's because she's damn good. So I'm happy that she won it, but I'm curious to see how we continue into WrestleMania with it.
Yeah, I totally agree, because I said here last week, and I think I was talking about it with Jay Gold and Kine, that I didn't see Becky losing. I thought they would save that moment for WrestleMania, but I agree. I'm kind of glad to be wrong, because AJ gets that defining moment in her new hometown. It's in her new adopted hometown with her husband, CM Punk. So you have that feel-good moment there, obviously. And I was assuming that they still would go back to Becky Lynch one more time for WrestleMania. But as we saw on Raw, it seems like there's some kind of open challenge, which is an even more intriguing option, Brett, because you have AJ now who I would think we both would say exceeded expectations in that match at the Elimination Chamber, who now could go up against some different people and give them the spotlight. I think of like Lyra Valkyria right off the jump. I think of Bayley running it with her. Like, there's so many matches that we didn't get to see. So if we can just like every week give AJ Lee a match, that'd be great. I'd be cool with that.
That's what it sounds like they're doing. They're trying to maybe follow the footsteps of Punk with his open challenges and have her be a fighting champion. Listen, I'm all for it. The more I can see AJ on the television wrestling, the more I'll be tuned in. So keep it going. But yeah, I mean, but again, it allows AJ to showcase the younger talent and put up the younger talent, all while keeping the title. Now, again, to sit there and assume that Becky's just going to let this be.
No, she's not. Crooked Jessica Carr is not going to get away with that.
Right.
It's not just her saying it. Sports Illustrated.
Bleacher Report.
The Bleacher Report. She says the Bleacher Report.
Yeah, the Bleacher Report says it.
Yeah, the Bleacher Report. It's like when they say the Ohio State.
Yeah.
Fuck Ohio State, by the way.
And Ohio State University.
Yeah. AJ looked very good considering she's not had a singles match in over a decade. I was shocked how it flowed so well. And I think even Wade Barrett made a comment during the match. He's like, AJ Lee has taken a decade off from wrestling, and she looks smooth as ever.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He
that's
said
my
something
best
along
way
those
Barrett.
lines. But yeah, she looked good. Again, good match. It was a really good match. I didn't expect anything less. Again, my delusion was assuming it was the same AJ from 10 years ago wrestling. So it was like going into the match, and then you saw at the beginning. I was like, ooh. I was like, oh no. But again, Becky was kind of squashing her at the beginning, which was what I kind of thought was going to happen.
It did get off to a rough start.
It was like you could kind of tell that she was a little gassed, and I was like, oh no. I'm like, please don't. But then again, she got her legs under her, looked really good. They both performed really well. They both sold it emotionally as well, which was great. But
that'd be a fun direction.
I was just thinking that too. I think that would be interesting. I don't. Again, I think because they keep pushing Roxanne into that
the Judgment Day as a whole.
Yeah, but they're pushing Roxanne into that major title scene. I think they're kind of keeping her out of the mid card at this point, with the push that they're giving her, especially with her performance inside the Elimination Chamber.
You Raquel, you said Roxanne. You mean
Raquel? I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah. Raquel. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say because I actually could see a scenario where Roxanne faces AJ Lee because that's the flashbacks I got when I saw Roxanne Perez first off. Was like that's AJ Lee.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, thank you. I just had to get really deep there.
Yeah, you just got to get deep and kind of talk with an English accent, except drunk.
Yeah, that's exactly how I would describe it.
That's
talk like you're drunk.
Yeah.
AJ Lee should bring... Okay, come on.
All right. Let's get him out of here.
You know what they say, though? No,
you know what? You're banned. Get him out.
Nobody is meaner than Tamina.
Okay.
That's what they say. Hey, GBH, you know what you are? You know what you are? Hold on.
Oh my God!
There we go.
The hotkeys.
That's this is what happens when the producer isn't doing the producer things, and I botched it. I'm sorry. Yeah. What's that? There's no one meaner. See, I told you, no one meaner than Tamina. That was the only match my girlfriend was interested in and was constantly watching. Think AJ sold her. See, the AJ Lee effect. My wife hates my Wade Barrett impersonation because it's spot on. Oh, I gotta hear it now.
Yeah.
We gotta hear it. get deep into that. Okay.
All right,
Kind.
Let's get him out of here.
You're booted. You're in timeout now.
Yep.
We're moving on from AJ Lee to AJ Lee's husband, CM Punk, who successfully retained the WWE Championship. That is the least surprising thing coming out of the weekend, obviously. But once again, nothing crazy here in this match. No shenanigans, which I think me and you both assumed that maybe Dom or JD were going to get involved. But clean loss for Finn. He looks great once again. CM Punk, as we've been saying for the past couple weeks, is kind of having a great title reign as champion.
Yeah.
And it's gotten to the point where I know where you stand here because you're always going to align with Punk. But when I first found out that we were getting Roman Reigns versus CM Punk, I thought and wanted Roman Reigns to win.
Sure.
Now I'm sitting here after seeing this match and seeing what Punk has put together these past couple months. I don't think CM Punk should lose to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting because
it's tough.
You know, I think like you said, I think both of us went into it knowing and thinking, okay, so this will be a short reign. It's not going to be anything crazy. It's it's not going to be.
Yeah, we were expecting shorter than this.
Right. I was expecting it to be as short as Drew McIntyre's is about to be. But we'll talk about that. But no, I mean, Punk has come. He came back, right? He's shown he's obviously still one of the best on this microphone, in this ring. Not even in commentary, nobody can touch him, right? Like he is just, he's one of the best in the world. And now you bring Roman, that other unearthly just
he's a god
specimen of a human being, into the picture. It's hard to say, like, Punk's gonna lose. It's hard to say with the trajectory that he's going in the foreshadowing that they did and all that stuff. To jump back into the actual match though between Punk and Finn. Great match. Finn showing he is a main event talent. He's a main event talent. There's no reason he needs to be hung down by the Judgment Day at this point. There's no reason he needs to be in the tag division. He needs to be in the main event picture.
What we need is that run that we were going to get until he unfortunately got injured right after he won the Universal title.
Yep.
And he hates hearing about that too. He stated that in past interviews that he's done. He hates talking about that day because he looks back at it as a positive because he did become the first Universal Champion. That is a huge accomplishment. He was the inaugural champion for that belt, and now he competed for that belt once again. Sure, he didn't win, but you said it. Everybody said it. Yeah, he wasn't going to win, and now he looks like the main eventer we knew he was.
And that was the problem with the announcing of Roman picking Punk that early, because it's like, and again, I know you need an intermediate feud because Roman isn't a full-timer right now. So it's like, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, okay, but you've taken away the imagination. You've taken away that, and again, I guess you can fantasy, but well, maybe it'll be a triple threat. But no. Punk and Roman was always going to be the draw, especially because they're former Paul Heyman guys. They're, a branch off of the Seth Rollins nonsense. Like this was what always was going.
Oh, the Shield,
yeah. Once they gave Punk the title and realized Rollins and the vision was going to be a whole angle in terms of the way they had to turn that when Rollins got hurt.
And they still are.
And now everyone's dead in that faction. So, again, running Punk and Roman is best for business. It's going to be awesome. The build-up and the promos, like it was on Monday night, are going to be phenomenal. And I don't want to think of it as, I think Kynes, again, said Punk's the full-timer and he should win it. I don't want to think of it as that.
No, you can't look at it like that. No, yeah.
That because we've had part-timer champions before.
That WWE does it frequently.
Very recently in John Cena. So, like...
Yeah. Well, I mean, Cena was there.
I understand.
Kind of.
Selectively.
Adjacent.
Selectively.
Adjacent,
right.
Yeah.
But, again... You don't just give somebody a title or base a match based on who's a full-timer, who's a part-timer. Because at the end of the day, I think Punk would put Roman over at WrestleMania. Get Roman back to winning at WrestleMania.
To the Tribal Chief, yeah.
He's lost 2 years in a row in the main event of WrestleMania. He's lost to Cody.
Yeah.
And he lost the triple threat.
Yeah, he lost the triple threat match to Seth and Punk, yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
You can't.
That's
Roman
how
lose
you
3
really are
years in a
looking
row.
at it.
You can't.
That's
Roman
how
lose
you
3
really are
years in a
looking
row.
at it. You're not gonna have
You
Roman.
can't.
Yeah, and Punk's
So,
had the
as
title
much
for a
as I
while.
love Punk, and I want Punk to win, but
I'm just worried if you go to Roman, and I can't believe I'm saying this because I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be worried about Roman Reigns. I'm just worried that it's going to be the same shtick that we saw a couple of years ago. And do we want to see that all again? I mean, it's still cool. Don't get me wrong. I still acknowledge my I will always acknowledge my tribal
still
chief,
Roman,
but
still the tribal chief.
I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted, and
But
let's talk about that Monday Night Raw program or promo because man, that Punk. He went deep there. He's saying he was going to bury him next to his dead dad. And yeah, obviously they've never seen old feuds. And obviously these wrestlers approve of these things before they go out there and talk about them. Just a little peek behind the curtain, people. But nonetheless, Brett, I don't know what Roman's going to come back with. Actually, I do. It's Larry.
Yeah.
Larry.
He's going to bring up Larry.
Oh, no, Larry's fucked.
Up.
Oh, no.
And again, it's all's fair in love and war, right? Like this is Roman's gonna come out and he's gonna bring that. He's gonna
bury Punk.
He's gonna bury Punk.
Talk about him quitting.
Yeah, right. It's the
same thing.
Hit list.
Yep,
it's the usual hit list. You quit on the company. You quit on the It's gonna be the same touching points that Drew hit, that Seth hit, everybody that Punk has feuded with since he's been back. Those are gonna, those are gonna be now again. There's been new things that have happened in Punk's life, with Larry and the Blackhawks being dog shit. But like,
hey, he had cool gear. That Blackhawks gear was sick.
It was really cool gear.
It was really cool for us that have seen a couple of Stanley Cup championships.
Yeah, a few. We saw 3 Stanley Cups.
We were there for one of them.
We were. We spilled out into Wrigleyville. It was a good time.
That's right.
But yeah, that always will make me laugh is the outrage of the promos because it's like you guys are clearly not. Well,
they're new fans. They're new fans.
It's it is new fans, but it's also older fans who are consistently like, we want to see the Attitude Era. We want to be back in this era,
and then they get butthurt with that.
A hint of it in this promo, and you're like, whoa, wow, you've taken that too far. Like taking fucking the urn and dumping it on Undertaker for Paul Bearer.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about?
We were there for that too.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, calm down, people. It's Roman's gonna get his lick back.
It's wrestling. Yeah, if one side gets the advantage one week, guess who's coming back next week?
I'm excited for it, and that's how you make a WrestleMania match exciting. It doesn't have to be crazy booking. Just every week, get them in front of each other and have them verbally assault each other.
Yep.
That's it. That's all what's happening right now, and it's great. That match was great between Punk and Balor. My match of the night, I don't know about you, for the Chamber. I would say that was my match of the night was Punk Balor.
Yeah, because there was only 4 matches.
There's only 4.
Right? Yeah. It was the 2 Chamber matches, the Intercontinental Women's, and then that one. Yeah, I would probably say that was the match of the night.
Yeah, I would say that's too far, kind, to bring up chemo. Yeah, if Punk brought that up about Roman's cancer, I think that would be crossing the line.
Yeah, yes. I think
that might be the line.
There are things.
There's the line.
Well, it's like there's no tie-in to that. Really, there's no.
Yeah, you can't go to that level.
You're gonna bury him next to your dad because Roman said he was gonna bury him, right? So it's just a quick little jab back. There's no tie-in for bringing in him having cancer.
So yeah, to answer your question, Kind, yes, that would be too far.
Yes,
I would draw the line there.
That would be the line for me. Well, and again, we've seen behind the scenes at WWE Unreal when Tiffany brought up fucking Charlotte's marriages and shit like that just on a whim. Like there are lines in personal life that you don't cross. And again,
there's some personal shit going on with Jade and Rhea right now too on Twitter.
Yeah, well,
women be beefing. That's what I said. Women be beefing.
No, it's bitches be shopping. We all know what the actual saying is. But
what
if he hinted?
Like the whole thing where Roman calls him Phil calls him Joe, just a hint to when Roman said. Yeah, I don't know. I think you're thinking too deep into this. Yeah, I think
you're trying to pull too much into it to see how much Roman's going to try to hurt Punk, and then Punk's going to come back.
He doesn't need to go to that level.
No, they don't need to. They're so good
He's
on
good
the
enough.
microphone that there's no reason to
Go to that.
Here's what I'll say about promos. The promos should bring you in. They shouldn't be giving you moments every single word and every single phase, which is what people want to look for because that's
cheap heat.
That's cheap heat, and that's what's clip worthy, right?
Yeah.
Especially nowadays for content.
AEW loves that. Yeah.
Like you are the entire promo itself, every word, every phrase. There are hints of things that are what is to come in terms of the match and things like that. That's what these guys are doing, and it's going to continue to build up until WrestleMania, which is, again, I think, hopefully, and again, if it's fucking 15 or 16 matches, I do think this is going to be one of, if not the best match of the night between these two.
It's gonna be one of them, that's for sure. We don't know many of the matches right now. Lots up in the air, which is great. That's another thing I brought up on Kayfabe Coffee. I remember the days where we would sit here and knew how predictable WrestleMania was going to be, and we hated that. And now we actually have an unpredictable build to WrestleMania, and people are like, "Oh, I'm not feeling."
Is it unpredictable though? Unpredictable though because of the injuries.
Yeah, 100%.
Because otherwise,
we can't credit them too much. Yeah, we can't credit them too much.
Yeah.
Oh, no, maybe I should start crediting them because they won't give me media access. Maybe I have to suck up. Or react. Do I have to react on camera to? That's really hard content too. That I
naked.
Holy hell! Stop with the naked.
That's always the answer. Tell me it's not.
The only person they would want to see naked is Randy Orton, and I might be on that list too. But hey, he won the Chamber, so he's got a match at WrestleMania. That's kind of a surprise. I think the obvious choice would have been Cody in this match, but they found a way to still get Cody to the title because we now know that Cody versus Drew is happening on Friday, tomorrow night. So a lot to digest here, Brett. First off, I want to say Men's Chamber as a whole, the worst match of the night. Horrible. I thought it was disappointing. Logan Paul looked the best in that match, which is crazy to say. And other than Seth Rollins showing up at the end, that was the only thing memorable about the Men's Chamber, in my opinion. Seth Rollins being the mystery man, even though it was obvious, saved the Men's Elimination Chamber from being a huge stinker.
Yeah, it sucked.
It sucked.
I will say
the
first three matches didn't look at my phone. Didn't look at my phone at all. And for the Women's Chamber and half of the Women's Intercontinental Championship match, I was holding a baby.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I got out, watched the rest of the Women's, didn't look at my phone. Watched Punk Finn, didn't look at my phone. As soon as I got into the Chamber match and it started going, I was like, all right, when's it gonna
end? It never got going.
Yeah. When's the Masked Man gonna show up and hopefully they unmask? Like, that was my thought process the entire time. I was like, let's get to it. Let's get to the end. I didn't even care.
The ending was great though.
Yeah,
the ending sequence.
Perfect.
Yeah,
it was perfect. But
Randy just hitting that right after. That's what Randy needs to do.
With no, hesitation.
Ill intention.
Going back to the old Randy Orton where it's like you do whatever you can to get to the top. But
man, I like the Logan stuff. See, that was the only thing that was entertaining about that match for me.
Logan is athletically gifted, as much of a dirtbag of a human being he actually is.
He dropped Javon on his head, too, in that match. I don't know if you saw
that. That looked bad. That looked really bad.
Javon didn't even... That's another thing that pissed me off about this match. Javon Evans should be the one name we are talking about coming out of that match. Him or Trick Williams. Yeah. No one's talking about either of those guys.
He should have been more bouncy. That's what he should have been.
Let the bouncy kid do bouncy things.
Let him do bouncy things, man. If you want, if it's in his song, fuck.
It's like the Elimination Chamber is essentially a bounce house for wrestlers.
Exactly.
Let him do bouncy things, but still, the match could be terrible, but the winner is still great. Like Randy Orton winning, I don't think anybody's going to sit here and complain because let's be real, we're getting Cody versus Randy. It looks like.
Yeah, well, I do want to complain about one thing. Leaving the cage fucking door open for 15 fucking minutes during that match.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Really pissed me off. Because I'm like, I understand that they got this whole angle, right? Where it's like, oh, this masked man's coming in, yada, yada, yada. And then Drew just fucking walks in. Anybody could have walked into that match for the last 10 minutes of it. I was like, at least...
Danhausen should have walked in there.
Boom. Like, at least give us an indication that you're trying to close it. Like, I thought, like, it would have been better.
That's a good point.
if Drew, like, they're going to close it, and all of a sudden Drew's, like, arm, like, sticks in through the cage, and they get the camera of his arm, and then it, you know, zooms out, and there he is. Put me in charge of fucking production, for God's sakes. But, like, it just, the 10 minutes of the cage being open, I was just like, okay, well, obviously something's about to happen, so let's get to it. Let's get it done. But the interference is great. Hate that they're having to do this to Drew and shorten his reign. If I was Drew, I'd probably be packing my bags and be like, all right, see you the fuck later.
Yeah, not great for Drew.
Me personally, do I want to see Randy and Cody Rhodes? Sure. I don't know. I'm sick of the Cody shtick. I really am.
Dude, I mean, GBH, I don't see a triple threat happening. If you're incorporating Drew, you have to incorporate Jacob as well.
Yep.
If it's either Cody, for me, Brett, it's either Cody versus Randy singles match.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Drew's winning. I think we all can guess Cody's going to win tomorrow. And then I'd say the only other option then is Cody versus Randy versus Drew versus Jacob in a 4-way. That's me.
Yeah.
Drew Galloway going to AEW coming soon. I mean, maybe. I wouldn't hate it, but
yeah.
I have my doubts with certain people in AEW, which I talked about earlier on Kayfabe Coffee, because they're bringing in a lot of big names once again. If you do Cody, Randy, then what are you going to do with Drew? You'll do Drew just versus Jacob.
Yeah.
Singles.
It
Yeah.
be
Like Kind said.
yeah.
And Nick Aldis won't have a match. I mean, you could do Drew versus Aldis. That is something you could do.
Yeah. I think ultimately what's going to end up happening is Fatu maybe indirectly is going to cause Drew the title on tomorrow night. Like, it's not going to be a clean win for Cody.
That's a good shout.
It's
Fatu.
just not.
Yeah.
I think Fatu's going to indirectly cause Drew to lose. It sends Drew into a spiral where he, goes back to blaming everybody again, blames Fatu, and then that's where that's going to lead into that
Connects
match.
all the dots.
And then we can
Randy
let
earned that
Randy
match.
and Cody
Yep.
feud, for the 4, I don't know how many weeks are until WrestleMania, 5-6 weeks.
The logic's right there.
That's what it looks like to me
Because
now.
Drew's got beef with Fatu, like you said.
Yep.
So he can earn that title opportunity. Yeah, Cody
Now
gets the title. Yeah.
Again, they could completely, because they have been building up him and Aldis getting in each other's faces.
I wouldn't hate that match. I don't know. I know Kind doesn't like it, but people don't know Nick Aldis actually can work.
Well, yeah, Aldis is good work, but in my mind, okay, that's fine, but have Drew squash him.
Oh yeah.
Drew
would have to
to
demolish him. Yeah.
Like, you can't sit there and have him have a chance. But no, I think the Fatu route is much better. I think that makes for a much more intriguing
4-way
WrestleMania match.
I think the 4-way's what we've been shouting on this podcast for months. We've kind of changed it, but
I think it's too much. I do.
I don't.
I get what you're saying. And I know that they obviously don't have to be in the ring, and they're not going to all 4 be in the ring at the same time, and all of this stuff. I don't like intersecting storylines, because they're just blurring the lines to make a story look good, because they can't build a story to hold off of on 2 wrestlers unless you've got Punk and Roman on the other side. Like, Cody, again, for me, I know I'm in the very vast minority of this. Cody, to me, is stale and it's old. I don't give a fuck that Cody, the underdog story, the plumber's son. I don't fucking care. Stop giving him the title. He's a boring champion. He is. I don't care.
You are in the minority on that one.
He's been feuding with Drew for a fucking year because they
That's
can't
not
put
his fault.
They can't put anybody with them. He can't work with anybody else.
Well, you might as well. Then now's your opportunity to do it.
Give me a Cody heel turn, and I will change my mind. It won't happen because Randy is going to be taking the villain role in this.
Yeah. No, and you're not alone. Kind saying it. Cody heel turn. Eric's bored of Cody as well. I'm not bored of Cody Rhodes. I mean, I think you got to have that. You got to have that baby face. You have to have that baby face. John Cena was the same character forever.
I wasn't in love with Cody Rhodes when he left, went to started AEW, and then came back, because I was like, what was the biggest? Why was that so big for everybody that Cody Rhodes came back?
Because he helped start AEW.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But like, why was it so big that everyone all of a sudden he was a main eventer?
That I really can't answer.
Okay, because
the presentation changed when he went off by his own. He really did make himself the entrance and everything was 100%. There. That was all him.
I agree with that. The
all him.
The showmanship side of it.
That's him.
Changed.
Yeah.
For me, watching him wrestle, it didn't change much from what he was wrestling 10 years ago. With
Legacy.
Yeah, but DiBiase's kid. Was it just
Ted DiBiase Jr., yeah, who has got arrested. Did you see that?
Yeah, he's doing
some
shit.
money, money laundering. Yeah.
But like for me, like, it was like when I saw like the hype and everybody loved Cody all of a sudden, and it was like this big, he's got to finish his story. Like, I was just like, this story came out of fucking nowhere for me. Like, and again, I can't. I was out of wrestling for a while.
I was gonna say you came out of nowhere too.
I can't. Yeah, 100%. Well, and it's like I watched it before. I watched him in Legacy. I understand why the Randy Cody angle is as big as it's going to be, because I was watching it then, and he was bringing those guys up under his tutelage. But yeah, they keep. It's like almost like they're trying to force Cody into the picture instead of letting him spiral into this heel role and start to just turn into a different character. Show us that dynamic ability or that change in personality that would give a new title run on Cody a fresh look. That's all I'm asking for, because I was always passed on for champion. That you're not. That's not who you are anymore, because they give you the belt whenever they fucking want at this point.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Sorry for the rant.
I was gonna let you get it out because I don't agree with what you're saying.
I know you don't. That's why I said I'm in the vast minority. But
you're probably in the majority of this chat right now. But no, not in the grand scheme of things. Probably
but
not.
But I do agree. The Randy and Cody was the right move ultimately.
Those are the two biggest matches you could do right now in terms of stories.
Yes.
Yeah. Randy's a bad man. I love Randy Orton. Yeah. He's still cool. He's still that great. Dude.
He's great.
I'm not talking about Cody Rhodes anymore. I know he fought
heel Orton.
Jesus Christ.
I want heel Orton. I want heel Orton.
You're not going to get that ever again. You're never going to get that ever again. I'm telling you now. On this podcast, you're never getting heel Randy again. Well, he's now in the stage.
Yeah, you can't, because he did it so well. For so long.
He's not doing it. It's not happening,
But he is going to.
Cody should turn heel. No, Cody should turn heel in that role, in that feud.
But so my thought process is, yes,
I hate talking about Cody this much.
I agree. Randy is going to, but he's playing the heel role moving into WrestleMania. That's why it'll be that much better of a switch when Cody switches to heel at WrestleMania, does whatever he can to win the match illegally at WrestleMania, taking after Orton, and winning that match. That's the story. That's the top off of the story for me. That's how it should go.
Yeah.
Is it going to go like that, or is it going to be I'm so happy for you, Cody. You beat your mentor in the main event of WrestleMania. Let's hug it out. That's what it's gonna fucking be, and I'm gonna turn my fucking TV off. I'm gonna walk the fuck out.
You're gonna get one of those moments, because it's not gonna. Both nights are gonna end the same, because I have the Punk
you think
Roman
match. And Punk are gonna hug? Not a
no,
chance.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You're not gonna have two good feel good endings, and that's gonna be not a feel good ending. I have a feeling with Punk and Roman. I feel like that's gonna be pretty crazy, but. We could sit here and talk about Cody and Randy forever, but we don't even know if that's going to happen yet. No. So we'll come back next week. We'll talk about it some more next week on the road to WrestleMania. But I want to talk about Danhausen, because this is the most talked about guy in professional wrestling right now, and he virtually did nothing in AEW, granted due to injuries a lot in All Elite Wrestling, but here he is. He was a free agent. He comes out of the box, and let's be real, the debut itself was... But it was supposed to be, because that's the Danhausen character.
That's the shtick, man.
And then on Monday Night Raw, the backstage segment. What a perfect debut segment for Danhausen. He curses Dom, and then they pay it off later. That's what I want to see, WWE. Have Danhausen cursing everybody and making us laugh and make it matter, right? Make it matter.
It has to be real. It has to be real for the shtick to work. Let him be the comedic relief with R-Truth. You know, Truth was really the only one that was kind of doing it. Well, I guess Fatu was, or not Fatu, Solo was until the feud that he's in.
Solo was pretty funny there for a cup of coffee,
But yeah, no, you have to make the shtick work. So the curse was great. Dom losing on top of it was chef's kiss, because now you're like, oh shit, this curse is real.
Yeah.
So like everybody's gonna be on their toes around Danhausen. It's perfect, and I think it's gonna be great. I think people in Chicago were pissed because they wanted Jericho to come out of that box.
Or maybe they just wanted more from Danhausen, other than an entrance.
That's true too. I think the presentation, the box itself, I think it could have been done a million different ways.
I could have just been done on a Monday Night Raw or a SmackDown. It didn't need to be on a PLE.
Yeah. I mean, it literally could have worked the way they just did it at Raw. He could have just showed up.
Would have been great.
Like, to everybody's surprise. And Dom could be like, what the fuck are you doing here? And they could have gone right into
You're cursed!
Yeah, exactly. And cursed him right away. And then everybody kind of brushes it off, right? And then he goes in the ring and he loses. And then you got Danhausen just going in the fucking backstage.
Yeah.
But anyways, Chicago fans are spoiled and they're going to be mad at shit just because they think they deserve everything. But
and I do want to say this about Danhausen. I said like I'm a fan of his, but I do understand what he brings to professional wrestling. Guys, Danhausen's not here to have 5-star matches.
No.
Hell, he probably is not going to be wrestling every month. He's probably going to be wrestling every other month.
He's the comedic relief. He's our truth.
He's a lot younger than R-Truth as well.
Right, but he is. That's what they brought him in for.
Yeah. Well, that's what we were saying, is that he kind of just showed up, dipped, and that was it.
Yeah, it was a quick.
But the casuals, that's another thing. We could go into a whole rant about that, because that's
that.
all it's going to be in the WWE crowds nowadays, is the casuals that have the money to do so. But we talked about Danhausen cursing someone. Well, we got a new IC champion out of it, and that kind of throws a wrinkle into WrestleMania, because I think a lot of us were assuming we were going to get Dominic Mysterio versus Finn for the IC title, which, I mean, they still have time to maybe go that route, but I love the fact that Penta won, because I felt like it got to a point with Penta that you have showcased him enough now, and you have given him opportunities in the past to where he has never really claimed that moment.
Yep.
Now he gets a defining moment here thanks to Danhausen. That's another nice wrinkle here in the match.
Yep.
It was also a really good match too, Brett. What else could you ask for from Monday Night Raw? I thought it was a really good show this week.
Yeah, I mean, I was, when obviously the curse happened, because again, in my back of my mind, I'm sitting there going, if Dom wins, you've effectively
killed
made Danhausen just a joke. And there's no reason to have him on the show. So it's like you had to have him lose. So him losing, I was like, oh wow. And I think we've said it months ago as far as Penta's talent goes. He's incredible. And he started to get the fans behind him, the crowd behind him, even more so than they have been the last couple years. So you started to see that shift in terms of the fans wanting it and starting to feed into Penta
what they were selling
a little bit more. Exactly. So yeah, him winning this was a shock in terms of the way they had him win it. And obviously they're gonna lean into the curse side of things, but Penta is all skill, and that's what showed in the match. I mean, it was a great match, and I think, as far as what WrestleMania plans go,
it's up in the air.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a flip of the coin, and that's
great.
That's what's great about this, because it's like, okay, do you have him keep feuding with Dom, or does Dom go, whatever, I've got this fucking belt, don't care, and then kind of leads into the angle with what you said with Finn, and then potentially going for the AAA belt, but.
And that also accomplishes the natural Judgment Day split that we're going to get, because I think Roxanne and Raquel are going to be hungry for titles soon.
Do you think that I was going to say, do you think that happens at WrestleMania, though, or do you think that happens at Backlash, or before Backlash, like night after WrestleMania? Kind of.
You're talking about like the official split of the Judgment Day? Yeah, probably after WrestleMania.
Like the night after, the Raw
the
after
crack.
WrestleMania.
We're just going to get a bunch of cracks in the armor, I think, until WrestleMania, and then there'll probably be a blow-off moment.
That starts to build to the other pay-per-views. But yeah,
that's a great question, Eric, because I thought that's what the direction they were going to go with Penta going into WrestleMania, but now that he's the IC champion, I think you could go with a multi-man ladder match or something like that. Get the luchadors involved, Chad Gable involved.
They're going to do something exciting, I think.
Like a lucha, a men's IC title ladder match.
I would love it.
Get the AAA guys involved. To get El Grande Americano, original El Grande Americano.
They need their own match at WrestleMania. No.
They probably are going to get their own match.
They're the opening match. Let me have it.
It's Sin Cara Azul versus Sin Cara Negro all over again.
Oh, please, no. Not that.
That's what the flashbacks I was getting, man.
Oh, no. Why?
He did make some Demandhausens, and I got one of them after Raw, which was Triple H pointing with the picture. Yeah. So, yeah, he does need to get the blimp now. That is true.
I mean, listen, he needs to get his Demandhausens in because he's going to be on SmackDown tomorrow, and he's going to be making some demands there as well. So I'm curious to see who he curses.
Ooh, Ethan Page would be a good one because Ethan Page might be on his way out of NXT. He kind of had his swan song. He lost his rematch, so Ethan Page I think is headed to the main roster. We got Vengeance Day this weekend too. So if there's any NXT fans out there, we actually are going to be talking about Vengeance Day on Saturday. We will be live at 11 a.m. Eastern. It'll be myself, my co-host Jay Gold from the Night Shift, Pluggo, and Tim Vicious. We're going to be running through that card. A lot of fun matches on that show. Yep. Should be pretty good. But other than that, Brett, I think we are at the point of our show where we need to hand out this prestigious title behind us. And Brett, if this is the first time somebody is tuning in, what the hell does that MVM title behind you represent?
Nothing. No, I'm kidding. It represents the most prolific chatter. The best input to the show that gave us more to talk about, gave us more to think about, really inspired us to be the best that we could be for you tonight and every night that we record the podcast.
That's right. And tonight there was really just two contenders. It was between Kind and Eric Douglas, but I'm not lying to you guys. This basically was a 51-49 vote. But we have an new MVM of the On the Mark Wrestling podcast. It is Eric Douglas, which by the way, Brett, that ties Kind for the most reigns so far in 2026. So you curious on what the list is looking like?
Yeah, I need to know.
We got Kind at the top, Kind does have the longest reign. For 29 days, so he's got that going for him. But he only has 2 reigns. Okay. Eric, no, you're not 2 weeks in a row because Dirk Vogus lost last week. You weren't here. Yeah, you did not win last week, right? Dirk Vogus won last week.
Yeah.
Right? I thought so, right? Kind, you were on the show. Yeah. I thought we gave it to Dirk.
Yeah, because Dirk came in at the very
or maybe it was the week before that. I don't know. I thought it was Dirk last
Dirk
week.
said, I don't. Yeah, this is just at 8 p.m. on the dot.
Yeah.
I don't want to think anyone won by default last week.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he stopped fucking. And then
you guys don't know what you're talking about. I might just strip you from your MVM right now and make it vacant. You want me to do that?
Give it to me.
You want me to make it vacant? No,
I had to fucking. No, I filled in for the fucking the full-time, part-time.
No.
It is AI slop because he wanted to be an AEW tribalist. But we've got Kind with 2, Eric with 2, Hot Sauce, Bill Moss with 1, Tony with 1, and Dirk with 1.
Oh, I tell you what, the chat's saying to vacate the title. You don't come at Mr. OTM and his rules.
When you're saying just chat, it's Kind.
Yeah,
and Kind has done the most damage.
He is
getting this title vacated than anybody else.
He's
in this company.
All right, Eric, you can hold on to it. Congrats on your MVM. You and Kind are now both tied for the most reigns here in 2026. Yeah, I mean, Kind, you are the fucking chat, indeed. And it was a fun chat with you guys, fun chat with you, Brett, even though OTM is dying soon. Man, it was a good run, wasn't it?
It was a good run. We had a lot of great memories on the show. And, if this is our last show, guys, make sure that you guys are going and following us on all the other platforms and all the socials, because if this is the last show, we'll be everywhere else. Because you know why?
We're not fucking leaving.
We're not fucking leaving.
We're not fucking leaving. We kind of sound like a Brock Lesnar guy with fake retirements right now on our podcast.
Yeah,
did I say that out loud? Did I say?
He can get the fuck out of my face.
You know, speaking of pieces of shit, next week on the show we have the Rootster himself, Trevor Outlaw, who has a matchup against Brett, our boy.
I know.
Sam Beal. So it's gonna get heated over here on OTM next week. That's what's on the schedule for next week.
I'm gonna bring a towel because I'm gonna be sweating. That's
Look at that guy. Say. Don't you just want to punch him right in the face?
Yeah.
I just want to throat punch Trevor Outlaw.
Maybe I'll. You know what? Maybe I'll set up a match with him. You know, I don't know.
I don't think you want that. He also has a freelance world title match coming next week.
Wow.
So big week for Trevor Outlaw. So I'm glad we got him on the biggest week of his career. So what a perfect time to be a fan of OTM, and what a perfect time to be a part of the Main Event Wrestling Network. So make sure you're following us on all the socials at Pod on the Mark, at Main Event _net. Hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 600 subscribers over here at OTM. We are live every single Thursday, talking graps with you guys. What other show is interacting with the chat like we do over here, Brett? Nada.
Not a single person wins the college football stream. That's a great question. We got to take a look at the league. We got to see.
Where are we at on the league? Maybe we'll play tonight.
Honestly, I will 100% play my game if it gets advanced.
We'll have 2 streams tonight then, because I will do as well.
You're not readied up, by the way.
I thought it was.
Game. The box is not checked.
I always hit ready up. I don't think it's working.
Box is not checked.
I do it every time.
I believe
I swear.
You. Box is not checked.
I just don't think this game likes
me. We're waiting on another father of 2 to play his game, and then once the week advances, hopefully within the next. It's not going to be in the next 30 minutes. He doesn't play until 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, anyways. I still got to work tomorrow. There's a good chance. Good chance I just lied to your face. There may not be a stream tonight, but tomorrow, definitely.
It's Friday. We're going to be watching SmackDown because we got to find out who's walking out with the title. Probably going to be Cody Rhodes. Spoiler alert right there.
I will watch that, but it'll be after SmackDown. I'll probably jump on.
But for SmackDown, go hang out with Tino. He'll be live doing his watch along at the Main Event Wrestling Network. Come hang out with us on Saturday. We're talking about NXT Vengeance Day, and thank you all for listening to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.